I really fundamentally see Bitcoin and Ethereum as almost opposites of each other, or maybe not even almost, like close to as opposites of each other as can be. Uh, when I think of the block size wars, I think corporations within Bitcoin, miners within Bitcoin, were testing the system in a sense to see if they could take over control of Bitcoin. And very quickly and very immediately and very simply, Bitcoiners said no. And when we put our money where our mouth is, and we wrote and ran very simple software that would prevent the seizure of control of Bitcoin by the mining cartel. We said we want SegWit to activate, and if you don't activate SegWit by a certain date, your blocks will be considered invalid. That was the logic of the UASF, and enough of us ran it and enough of us advocated for it that they ran it. And so that's a very short version of the probably 35-minute read that is my article for you guys. The merge is something different, and I feel like Ethereum's always, in a sense, been captured by the developers, right? Like Bitcoin has a difficulty adjustment to ensure that it keeps running no matter what. Ethereum has a difficulty bomb to ensure that it will stop running no matter what, unless you do a hard fork as dictated by the developers. And so one thing is guaranteed to run forever. The other thing is guaranteed not to run unless you do what the developers tell you to do through the form of hard fork. And so now we have this hard fork scheduled for the merge, and lo and behold, people have discovered some other party might be able to seize control, because the way that proof of stake mining works, you have to have a minimum amount of Ethereum, which not enough people have. So people have delegated, they've surrendered custody of their Ethereum to these staking pools, which are different from mining pools, because mining pools, you retain your mining hardware, you just point it at the node of a miner. But a staking pool, you surrender custody to the staking pool. The staking pool then stakes your coins in a contract that they can't even withdraw the coins from. And so what we've had is this massive centralization and this recognition following the week ago's events surrounding this tornado cash thing is like, well, now that these corporations hold all the ETH that's staked, and that's the consensus algorithm, they can be ordered, or they can take control of what is the truth in Ethereum. And now there's this whole debate about whether or not a UASF, a user-activated soft fork, is possible and should be pursued in Ethereum. But the algorithm is so complicated and so untested for slashing in proof of stake. It's just not easy, right? Like, it's very straightforward to understand Bitcoin mining with a little bit of training. I don't think anybody understands exactly all the nuances and details of this new Ethereum proof of stake system under the merge. And so my expectation is, although there's some talk of doing a UASF to threaten the large corporations with penalties if they don't do what's meant to be done, which again is kind of ambiguous, I don't think that it can be coordinated, because not enough people run nodes. It's impossible to run an actual full archival node for a normal person without thousands of dollars. It's impossible to stake unless you have tens of thousands of dollars worth of coins and a very meaty system. So these things are not the same. And if that's not too long an answer, I'm sorry, then maybe I've gone too long. But I don't see these things as even remotely similar. And I don't think that I have a very dim view of proof of stake in general, because it is the rich get richer for no work other than being rich. And the rich also get control of the system. And that's the whole point. Like, that's the whole thing we've been trying to get away from. We want work to be rewarded, honesty to be rewarded, nobody to be able to seize control of the system. And that's just not what proof of stake is. Every proof of stake system we see has a large majority of stakers who are basically have all the votes and decide what will and what won't be the state of the blockchain.